and welcome to the program Métier d'Avenir. Here we bring an actor of a specific professional domain who will thrill us through his or her work sector. Mr. Ade Divine is a teacher, a journalist, and a blogger. He is our guest on today's edition of the program. I am Juliana Buffalo. Stay tuned. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching the program Métier d'Avenir on MBS Web TV. You can subscribe to our YouTube, MBS TV Cameroon, and follow us on Facebook, MBS TV. Right now, we are with our guest, Ade Divine. Hello, Ade, and thanks for honoring our invitation.
Hello, Juliana. Thank you so much for inviting me.
It's a pleasure. So, Ade, our technical team has packaged the portrait for you. This is to make our televiewers to know who is our guest. And so this portrait is made by Steven Sindo. Can we have it now?
S'il était donné de présenter un échantillon de jeunes au talent certain, qui aura décidé de faire de l'entrepreneuriat des nouveaux médias un cheval de bataille, Ade Divine réussirait certainement haut la main. Blogueur émérite de la page qui porte son nom, il a donné par ses méthodes uniques une autre portée aux médias digitaux. L'information en cette page retrouve une seconde vie, loin des monotones et habituels traitements qu'on constate dans les médias dits classiques. En outre, président-directeur général du groupe média 360 Degrees, qui a pour mission première de donner des opportunités aux jeunes qui souhaiteraient se lancer en journalisme, ce féru et professionnel de communication possède plusieurs autres cordes à son arc. Mais sous ces nombreuses casquettes, se cache un parcours de combattant qui témoigne à suffisance de l'envie de réussite qui anime l'homme. S'il est à ce jour doctorant en sociolinguistique et études des médias à l'université de Yaoundé 1, il traîne derrière lui un éventail de récompenses et d'expériences académiques. Titulaire d'une licence en lettres, il entre en 2015 dans la prestigieuse École supérieure des sciences et techniques de l'information et de la communication de Yaoundé. Un parcours qui lui a permis de montrer son talent notamment à la Cameroun Radio Television, où il a officié comme stagiaire pendant longtemps pour de nombreux programmes connus. Il s'ajoute aussi à ses passages comme animateur télé, agent de communication et marketing à Africom SA et Camtel TV. Ces expériences lui ont permis à ce jour d'être lauréat du prix spécial eHealth Access Initiative, d'être meilleur blogueur anglophone au Beauté Digital Media Award 2020 et actuellement nommé dans la catégorie Impact Blogueur au Cameroon Heroes Award. Parcours élogieux qui donne raison au célèbre adage qui dit qu'aux âmes bien nées, la valeur n'atteint pas le nombre d'années. Bonne suite d'émission.
Alors, Ade, est-ce que vous vous retrouvez dans ce portrait réalisé par Steven Sindo?
Oh, bien sûr, c'est un récit très bien fait. Bravo à Steve.
Okay, thank you. First off, I'd like to know who is a blogger, Ade?
Okay, thank you very much. In very simple terms, a blogger is somebody who collects, treats, and posts or presents information on a blog. A blog can be on the web or a blog can be on social media.
So why and how did you get into blogging?
That's a very interesting question. I got into blogging first of all because of the passion to be at the center of information sharing, to be a source of information. Just that pleasure of wanting to share credible information incited that desire in me to become a blogger.
And so what category of information do you pass out? I'd like to know, are you a political blogger, social blogger? Where are you situated?
I would say in the general domain. I treat political information, sports information, social information, showbiz information. So I'm just general. I treat everything, we can say, and peu de tout.
Okay, so you're a jack of all trades.
Yes, with regards to blogging.
Yeah, with regards to blogging. So what makes a person accredited to the title of blogger? Any training, any required certificates?
That's a very pertinent question, and many people often ask that. I would say blogging is different from journalism. With journalism, you have to either acquire formal education or you work in a formal setting, but with blogging, anyone can become a blogger anytime. You just need to choose a domain, or you decide to go general, and then you choose a platform and you create space for yourself, and boom, you go.
So what sets Ade aside from other bloggers?
I think what sets me aside is my approach, which is positive criticism. I've realized that there is a lot of negativity out there, which is polluting minds.
Yeah, especially on social media.
Exactly, especially on social media. So I'm coming in now to give some space to the positive things about society, because I believe when you talk about positive things, you're not just giving people positive attitudes, but you're presenting a model for them to follow, and then on the long run, society becomes positive and developmental.
And how important is the blogging activity to the Cameroonian society?
Blogging is important first because it permits people to get informed on the run. Nowadays, you no longer need to wait for traditional media, for a newspaper edition or for the evening news to get information. With blogging, it's news on the go. As it happens, the same minute at times, we have the information. And then blogging too, in a business sense of it, helps startups, small and medium-sized enterprises, and also the large enterprises to have some exposure to the general public.
So Ade, would you say blogging permits someone to earn his or her living?
Well, it's a very important question. I would say no, especially at the beginning level. I would say no, because for a blogger to earn, you need to have a web blog, and then that blog needs to be qualified for Google ads, and then when Google ads are in that blog and people get to click on those ads, then something drops into your account. But with the culture nowadays, social media offers a lot, just Facebook offers a lot. People are not patient enough to click links. You may have an information which people need to get through a link, but your colleague has it plain on his or her platform, and then people will get to read from him and they wouldn't click a link. So it's very difficult for a blogger to have money through blogging.
You talk of qualification. What makes a blog to be qualified?
I think what makes a blog to be qualified is just credibility, and you build credibility over time. If people notice that this blog always verifies information, this blog always has references to the information posted on it, then it builds credibility around that blog, and then people get to trust the blog, and that blog sets itself above all others.
So what do you think was the best way or the best thing that worked well for you to make people get trafficked on your account, on your blog?
I used to say at times that it's just grace, but in a more practical sense, I think it's the fact that I'm credible, and also the fact that I take out time to really write well without making grammatical errors. I watch out for things like that, and I present information in a way that is very captivating. At times I present a very sad information or something that didn't have to necessitate laughter, but people end up appreciating my choice of words and the quality of the write-up rather than even focusing on the content itself.
And so where does Ade get his information?
Well, as a blogger, you need to have your ears on the ground. I can be moving on the street, I see something happening. As people are getting interested to know, I'm sending my hands in my pocket to get my phone and have a shot. Well, I've lost my phone through that means. That's just part of the experience. Then you have to be connected to multiple media outlets as well to get information, try to make a synthesis, and then create content for yourself.
So they would like to know if you're bilingual. They say Cameroon is bilingual, but the person's not. But would like to tell Cameroonians that it's good if someone is bilingual. That is, you can talk a little bit of English and maybe best at one language, but you get both. So would say, quelles sont les difficultés que vous rencontrez dans votre domaine de blogueur?
Okay, parmi les difficultés que je rencontre dans le métier, c'est parfois de choisir un sujet, parce que parfois il faut connaître, créer un sujet. Parfois il y a un manque de sujets pertinents, mais en ce moment-là, il faut connaître, il faut puiser au fond de ta créativité pour vraiment rédiger quelque chose qui peut attirer. Et aussi, parfois, on trouve une information qui est vraiment intéressante, mais il n'y a pas une source. Et ça crée les difficultés. On finit parfois à laisser tomber l'information. Donc, ça, c'est un peu les difficultés que je rencontre.
So we would say Ade writes or posts only things he has checked and verified the information to be reliable.
Exactly. That is the effort that I make. That is the effort I make. But there are times that I post something and then I realize that even my source was faulty. But it's the responsibility of the blogger to come up and you say you're sorry and you're correcting the information for people to get it right.
So Adeye is a teacher and a journalist. How do you manage time to run your blog?
Well, it's really difficult to manage time to do all those things, but like I was saying backstage, we're in a context nowadays where you have to really be dynamic to do many things, especially when you feel you have the capacity to do those things. If you don't do them, you will never be satisfied. You always have a debt to pay to yourself. So I just try to arrange my timetable in a way that I can put my hands on those various things, and I limit my distractions as much as possible. If I want to distract myself, I distract myself with information, watching TV, browsing through the internet.
So going a little bit out of the context of our discussion, is Ade a hat to be taken or he's already occupied?
That's a very interesting question. Well, my finger says it all. There is no ring on my finger, so I believe that somebody is really taken when they are already married. So I can say I'm not yet taken.
Okay, girls, Ade is still single and searching. So would you encourage someone to get into the blogging domain?
Yes, of course, I would really encourage young people. J'encourage vraiment les jeunes à se lancer dans le blogging parce que, comme on dit, le journalisme, c'est le plus beau métier au monde. Et blogging, c'est aussi, on peut dire, un petit frère du journalisme. So I really encourage young people to get into this profession, to make their voices heard, make your opinions heard in a way that contributes to the growth of society.
Thank you so much, Ade, for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here today.
I should be thanking you for this great opportunity to really put blogging on the spotlight.
Thank you. We've come to the end of this edition of the program. You can subscribe to our YouTube page, MBS TV Cameroon, and follow us on Facebook, MBS TV. We are glad to have you always. Meet you next time. Stay blessed.